Hello and welcome to our video lecture. So in this recording, I will discuss about C Sharp and the tools that are needed to develop or help you start with your object-oriented programming journey. So again, I'm Professor Loreto Gabao Jr. and today we will discuss about C Sharp. So what is C Sharp? So in by definition, a modern object-oriented and type-safe programming language. C Sharp enables developers to build many types of secure and robust applications that run in the .NET ecosystem. C Sharp has its roots in the C family of languages and will be immediately familiar to C, C++, Java, and JavaScript programmers. So as what the definition says, C Sharp is not far from other programming languages such as C, C++, Java, and JavaScript. They share the same syntax, most of it, and they are all have a very common structure with C Sharp. So in developing C Sharp, you'll see that object-oriented programming is very much applied on this language. And C Sharp as a program language also uses or shares tools and libraries in the .NET framework. So with that, what is .NET? So .NET is a framework that provides programming guidelines that can be used to develop a wide range of applications, from web to mobile to Windows-based applications. The .NET framework can work with several programming languages such as C Sharp, VB.NET, C++, and F Sharp. So back in 2000, the .NET was first released, and when it was released, it made a huge differences in developing applications. So with the .NET, you can what do you call that? Uh, you won't be able to be what do you call that? Uh, what I mean is, even though you're using different programming languages, you can still work with the libraries in the .NET. So as you can see here in the definition, the C Sharp, VB.NET, and so on, these are programming languages that uses .NET framework. So with that, there's no need for you to learn uh, aside from the .NET. So those libraries can be easily implemented in other programming languages. So we will see that later. And what we're going to use in this course or in this lecture is the Visual Studio Community 2020. So this IDE or Integrated Development Environment is pretty much the tool when you develop C Sharp or other languages that uses the .NET framework. So later we will see how to install this IDE. So another thing is Visual Studio Community 2020 is free of charge. But if you want to have more features, you can download or buy Visual Studio. So this the community version is only targeting students or people who are just starting to learn .NET or starting to learn programming in general. So is C Sharp and .NET the same thing? So basically, like for example, C Sharp is a programming language, while .NET is the framework. So you can use ASP.NET, you can use Visual Basic.NET, or other Microsoft programming language, but still you can use .NET as a framework. So in the definition below, uh, .NET Framework is the management tool for a shared library of code that developers can use so that they don't have to write code from scratch every time. So one of those examples are from the .NET Framework is a library that will manage the time zone. So if you use the programming language C Sharp, you can definitely create or output the time or date, like for example in American time zone or in Canada time zone. But that still you are reinventing the wheel. So with the .NET framework, you don't have to create or program a library that displays or outputs the time zone of a certain country, but rather just need to use the .NET framework and use one of those libraries that can display or output the time zone for a country. So those are examples on why it is very much advantageable. I'm sorry, it is advantageous when you are going to use the .NET framework. So later on you will see or maybe an example where you can uh, use the .NET framework on different programming languages. So for the installation, so for those who are using or has or have a desktop or a PC, so you can simply download Visual Studio Community 2020 by going to this URL. Oops, by this URL. And in the download section, you just need to look on that, and you will be able to download the Visual Studio setup.exe. So for example, so just click on the download button, and automatically you'll receive the uh, exe file. So I already installed it, so you just need to run it, and when you're done, it will basically download some files, and after that you will see something like this, so a window or a splash screen like this. So on my screen, uh, you'll only see the community editor or IDE since I already installed it. But on your end, you might see something like this, and at the bottom, you'll see there the Visual Studio Community 2020. So you just need to click the install. So unlike on my end, I already installed it. So you can only see two uh, IDEs here. So these are basically are paid. You'll need to purchase a license for these IDEs. But since you're just starting, so you can just install the Visual Studio Community. So when you install it, you will see something like this. It will allow you to choose a workload. So depending on, maybe later on, if you want to develop games, so you can use this workload for the I think it's Unity game development here. So if you want to try that, so you can, or even Linux embedded applications or Linux apps, so you can install this. So you have a lot of choices here. But for now, you can just need to select the .NET desktop development. So as you can see here on the right side, you'll see some options that you can check. So, but for now, I recommend to just use the default items that has been already selected. So you can choose install while downloading. So this means that once a certain library has been downloaded, it will install it immediately. But if you choose this option, it will have to wait for everything to be downloaded, and then it will install all of these selections. So on your end, you will see here something like an install button here. But on my end, since I already installed this, so there's no install button here. But if I checked it, you'll see here a modify button. So for now, you can just since we already need one. Since we'll only be doing some simple applications, so we just need to use the .NET desktop development. So once you have installed that, you will see a launch button here. So if your installation was unsuccessful and your IDE is not running properly, so you just need to maybe try to click the repair here to reinstall, or maybe the installer will download the missing files or replace the corrupted files. So if all else is done, then you can just click on the launch button and you'll see something like this. So for now, let's just stop here, and I will show all of the I will show on how the mobile users to use a different application when programming with C Sharp. So for those students or user who doesn't have a computer or PC, alternatively you can use the C Sharp shell. So C Sharp shell, you can look for it in the Play Store, and then install it. And it's just a simple application that will allow you to unfortunately it has a very much it is very limited for you to develop. You can just develop simple applications mostly on command line output. So you can't do Windows application you can't develop Windows applications in this in this app. So if you have so hopefully you will be able to have face-to-face classes. For that you can um, test or develop desktop applications in our school. All right, so once you have installed it, you can just I think I've already have a app here. So I've used game loop as an emulator to run mobile applications. Right, so just like that. So I've already one thing, you'll see some advertisement here at the bottom. So I suggest to just make sure your data or your internet is not online, so that these ads will not show up. Okay, so with this Let me try to create a new applications. New class. Let's say hello one. All right. So once you have installed it, you might see a default template, just like on my screen here. So for example, um, wait, main and console right 9. All right. So this is just an example when doing your C sharp in the app called C sharp shell. So let's try to run it. It's an error. Oh, so it seems that I already created a void main here. So let me just comment it out. So remember that you could only have one main function in your project, and it seems that I created another class on the same project. So let's try running it again. There you go. It displayed the hello world text. That is because we have sent a text to the console or in the command line. So let me check that. All right. Um, how about here? So this is just I haven't make or play around on these apps. That's why I forgot on how to make my way or make my way around the application. So for now, let's just create a new project. There we go. So new folder. So the folder for your project, let's say project one. All right. So let me try to disable this pesky notification. Okay, so new project, then choose the current folder. So project name, oh sorry, that was just, oh no. So let me create a new project, and let's as you can see here, we have here the folder for the emulator. So as you can see here on the C sharp shell folder, there is a folder called examples, and under it there is a proj1 folder. So we just need to choose the current folder, and we need to create or name our project. Let's say project 1. Okay, so let's try that, and there you have it. We have created a new project. So to test it out, let's use the infamous uh, hello world and hello world. Oops. Oh. Then let's run it by clicking the play icon here, and you'll see it displays our message, hello world. So for now, let's just leave it like this. We will discuss each line here later on, since it's just the installation. All right. Okay, next. So let's try to create another hello world, but this time it's in the Visual Studio community. So for that, to create another, a hello world or a new project, you just need to click on this button, and I suggest to sort or filter by C sharp so that it won't show other languages, so it will just get out of the way. So just sort on C sharp or maybe on Windows, and you just need to create a console app. So let's try that next, then maybe hello, then next. And for the framework, I recommend to use the .NET, or if maybe on your end you'll have other versions here. So I suggest to just use the latest or the 6.0 version. So once you have created, you'll see something like this. So as you can see, you will have only one line here, and it already shows you the message hello world. So for just to make sure that it is running, you just have to click on the play icon here to execute our program. So as you can see here, we have here the message hello world. So take note that the console.write line is a top level statement. So meaning that the compiler will execute this, uh, or it has the highest priority. So to show you what I mean is, I'm going to create a class here. So class test, then public static void name, and let's display another message. So let's try to run this applications, and you'll see that it only displays the hello world and not including the hello, another hello text here. That is because this this statement is a top level statement, so the rest will get ignored, even though we have added here the domain function here, which is essentially the it is where your program should start. So in the .NET or in the C sharp, these top level statements are being executed if they are found on the same file. So for now, let's just remove this class, and later we'll create other classes on our other examples. So for now, since we've already created our Hello World applications, then we are done with this app. Since our goal is to create Hello World applications. So starting tutorial or a lecture will not be complete without a Hello World application. So for now, this is how you need to create a project in C Sharp using the Visual Studio Community IDE. So we'll see you on the other video tutorial, and have a nice day. Thank you.